You can engineer the greatest product in the world, but if the target consumer cannot physically or digitally acquire it, you have essentially built a very expensive paperweight. In the marketing mix, the logistical puzzle of getting a manufactured good into a buyer's hands is known as place. It is the calculated strategy of bridging the gap between a factory and a wallet. The first choice in this strategy is establishing a physical location. Before a business can even think about shipping boxes, they must secure premises by weighing the availability of essential infrastructure, the raw cost of monthly rent, and the presence of a skilled local workforce to actually run the operation. This map overlays demographic concentration data across two adjacent towns. We can see exactly how target markets drive location. A luxury Bentley dealership doesn't guess where to put their showroom. They locate in Hamilton, specifically to capture the A and B socioeconomic groups, clustered right next door in Bothwell. Geography dictates access. A business location serves as the foundational mechanism for market capture and cost control. Once a static location is secured, the business faces the active requirement of moving physical goods out into the world. This matrix plots the four main transport methods by volume capacity against speed. Notice the high-volume options, rail and sea. They move massive quantities of product cheaply, but they are slow and entirely reliant on a final step. They still require road haulage trucks to reach their final destinations. Contrast that with high-speed or direct methods. Air transport is essential for highly perishable items, but comes with severe cost spikes. Road transport offers door-to-door flexibility, yet faces constant risks of traffic bottlenecks. Meanwhile, pipelines and electronic cables deliver a constant flow of utilities, but are strictly limited to pre-built geographic areas. Moving goods requires a calculated compromise between maximum volume, required speed, and operational cost. Physical transport is never perfect. This branching diagram represents the channel of distribution. It is the ultimate decision tree a business owner must navigate to get goods to the end consumer. Path A is direct selling. This is an unbroken line where a manufacturer uses e-commerce websites, mail order catalogs, or personal sales teams to interface straight with the buyer. By cutting out middlemen, the manufacturer retains total control over the marketing image and keeps the absolute maximum profit margin on every sale. But that path comes with heavy friction. The manufacturer must personally absorb high administration and storage costs. They have to manage credit card security risks themselves, and they must overcome the fact that the consumer cannot physically interact with the product before buying. Modern e-commerce mitigates some of these risks. A website removes the overhead costs of physical shops and offers unprecedented 24/7 access to international markets. Direct selling maximizes the financial value of every individual transaction, but it forces the manufacturer to personally absorb all the logistical and administrative friction required to close the sale. Now we look at Path B, utilizing intermediaries. Here, the manufacturer steps away from direct sales to leverage third-party networks. The first node is the wholesaler. They buy from the manufacturer in massive bulk, assume the financial risk of storing the stock, and break that bulk down into manageable quantities for smaller shops. Those smaller shops are the retailers. Ranging from massive department stores to hyper-local convenience shops, the retailer is the final intermediary that physically displays and markets the goods to the public. Retailers offer unparalleled consumer convenience and massive customer reach, but in exchange, they extract a significant percentage of the profit margin for their service. The manufacturer also completely loses control over how their product is sold. A premium item might end up displayed directly next to a cheaper, lower-quality competitor on the shelf. Using intermediaries is a strategic surrender. You sacrifice profit margins and marketing control in exchange for massive market penetration and zero storage risk. Choosing between the direct and intermediary paths is ultimately dictated by the specific limitations of the product and by the law. Legal restrictions force certain items, like alcohol and prescription medicines, strictly into licensed physical retail networks. Conversely, premium luxury brands deliberately restrict their retail presence to a few high-end boutiques to preserve an exclusive image. The physical nature of the good also limits the options. Highly complex technical systems require direct selling to ensure proper installation, while daily convenience groceries mandate widespread supermarket distribution so they are always within arm's reach. Today, the most dominant brands do not choose just one path. They employ a hybrid approach. They leverage massive retail chains to move massive volume, while simultaneously pushing direct e-commerce to capture high margins from online buyers. This grid summarizes the core variables of place. Mastering distribution requires balancing the physical location, the transport mechanics, and the channel partnerships.